you listen to when you're 15 years old is always going to be your comfort zone, no matter what year you were 15 years old.
A Dylanologist has all the records. There's 60 some odd releases when I last checked. They probably have a handful of the important unreleased underground bootleg records. You know, maybe they've read some of the biographies, maybe they've subscribed to a fanzine, and you know, surely they've seen him in concert, probably multiple times. But you know, many of us take it even further than that. Instead of just waiting for Dylan to come to our town, we might travel to go see him, we might go to China, we might go to Istanbul, we might go to Israel, we might follow a whole leg of the show. And we might do that year after year. We might go on pilgrimages, we might go see Dylan's hometown, go to Hibbing and see his house and see his old stomping grounds, which is all still there. But if you call them a Dylanologist, you know, you're liable to, well, you know, they might bristle because it's a term with history, and it goes back to its inventor, a guy by the name of A.J. Weberman, who is probably the most famous Dylan fan in history. I remember talking to one Dylan writer who said, you know, Shakespeare scholars don't have to put up with this sort of ridicule.
I always destroy recordings that are not the best recording, not to pollute the future with inferior recordings, if somebody would find it in the garbage.
When people find out that you like Dylan, sort of civilians, regular people, you know, half the time they just can't get it. They're like, how could you like him? The voice is just awful. And you know, I thought a lot about that while I was working on this book, and I think that people understand that they're supposed to appreciate Dylan. They understand that he's this cultural figure that is, you know, singular in American history. You know, I hope the Dylanologists is for them too. There's something of a biography intertwined through the stories of these fans. And you know, I'm no music critic, but I hope that you get some sort of sense of the depth of Dylan's music and some appreciation for it. And hopefully you don't have to be a Dylan freak to be curious about this cultural figure and, you know, the world that's grown up around him.
What do you think Dylan is going to think of this book?
Oh, God. I don't care. What's most interesting to me about this book is that you have this fan base who has spent all this time trying to unravel his mysteries. And on the other hand, you have this artist who has made a career out of wanting to stay behind a mask. You know, he doesn't really want to be known. And, you know, I think that really explains the appeal, and I think it explains the obsession, is that Dylan's managed to keep those unanswered questions unanswered. He's managed to keep the myth alive.